What's going on, guys? Dave from Wake Up It's Football, bringing you guys another draft profile. Today it is Jimmie Ward, the safety out of Northern Illinois. And remember, keep in mind, draft stock will be shifting from now until the NFL draft. And shout out to Draft Breakdown for the highlights in this video. But let's get right into this one. Jimmie Ward, safety out of Northern Illinois, standing at about 5'11". It's about 5'10 and 5/8, so we'll say 5'11". 192 pounds, some collegiate stats. Now, this is over a span of 4 seasons at NIU. Total tackles 320 with 11 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, and 26 passes deflected. A couple of things you might want to know about Jimmie Ward. First of all, third team AP All-American in 2013, first team All-MAC in 2012 and 2013, and third team All-MAC in 2011. Also went to a couple of bowl games there at NIU. Now, getting to his pros and cons, first of all, one of the things I jotted down at first was I thought that Jimmie Ward was more of a guy who helped out in run support. He was able to come up from the secondary and make tackles when they were needed. He was able to stop the ball carrier's run pretty much in his tracks, and usually Jimmie Ward is a good tackler, so he can wrap up, he can make the tackle. I didn't notice too many times where he wasn't able to successfully wrap up and bring a guy down. So tackling, run support, I thought pretty solid in his game. His injury history, I believe out of the 55 games that he's played at NIU, I want to say he's only missed 1 game, even though when it came to him working out at the combine, he was not able to due to foot surgery, which was a small fracture, but he was able to work out at his pro day on March 7th. He did undergo surgery to have a screw inserted into his foot. So with that all said, he only missed 1 game at NIU in 55 games and 39 starts. So I'd say his injury history is not a concern, and also his production. Again, 4 seasons at NIU, was able to play in 55 games. He started 39 of those, and you saw his collegiate stats earlier in the video. So I believe his production, his injury history, as you know, he's a solid tackler. He can help in run support. One thing when watching tape, especially on YouTube, you can't necessarily tell some of the stuff that goes on in coverage, because you need different tape for that. You need sometimes the end zone tape, sometimes you need the 22, they call it the 22, where they have all 22 players on the tape at the same time, so you can see everything that's going on in the field. So when evaluating secondary players, it's kind of hard to do because the tape isn't available at all times, but there were times I did notice that his coverage was also solid. He'd be able to stick to his man, whether it was man-to-man or zone. I'll show you a couple of interceptions here as well. So Jimmie Ward, I thought solid in run support, was good in what I was able to see in pass coverage. But some of his cons, maturity and character, I read this on ESPN. He has some maturity and some character red flags according to several NFL scouts and coaches, so that could be a concern. And he's also a bit undersized. Not very undersized, just a little bit. The standard, I guess, safety you can say is about that 6-foot range and 200 plus pounds. You've got Jimmie Ward at about 5'10" and 5/8 and 192 pounds. So he's just a little bit undersized, but it might not be a huge concern. So when you get to his draft projection, his projection has kind of been rising as of late. So I'm going to say in that round 2 to round 3 range, and I have a lot of teams listed that could take a safety early in the draft. Houston, St. Louis, Oakland, Atlanta, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, Green Bay, Philadelphia, and Kansas City. And there's a couple more other teams that I did not list who could take a look at safety as well. So, with that being said, Jimmie Ward could come off the board, I think, in round 2 or round 3. Could be a productive guy, but I don't know if he'll be a starter right away. So we'll see what happens with Jimmie Ward. That is my draft profile on him. Let me know what you guys think. Throw your comments, questions, and concerns down in the comment box below. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.